Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Well, people are throwing their hat in the ring for the most undesirable job in Congress right now. Speaker of the House has voted by the Republican Party. Steve Scalise has officially announced that he is running. Jim Jordan has officially announced he is running. And people have asked me about Donald Trump and Elise Stefanik. Both the latter two have not announced that they are running for the Speaker of the House. Now, intellectually, Trump doesn't stand... Well, he could be the Speaker of the House. He would be wildly ineffectual. First off, he's got 4 different court cases he has to deal with, as well as he's trying to run to be the president. So, and, whatever he's doing with or not doing with his businesses. So, he's got all that stuff to worry about and wouldn't really have time to devote to being Speaker of the House. He would hold that as a ceremonial title just so that if, Biden and Harris both die, he'd suddenly be the President of the United States again. God help us all. But even if he were Speaker of the House, the best he could do is just, strong arm the Republicans, get them fear-based and make them vote for ludicrous bills that would be dead on arrival in the Senate. And even if somehow they got through the Senate, they'd be dead with Biden. There's nothing. All he would be doing is starting more pointless inquiries and investigations, trying to, give Merrick Garland $1 a year salary, just petty stuff. There wouldn't be anything substantial. It wouldn't get any legislation passed. And then maybe not raise the debt ceiling or not pass a budget and hold the country hostage. That would be about the best that he could accomplish. Mayhem. Okay, so let's read. Let's start with Steve Scalise again. Now, I realize I just did Steve Scalise, and I want to thank my viewers for pointing out that Steve Scalise has multiple myeloma. So, in the reading I was coming up with yesterday, it looked like he was kind of the front runner for it, but there were some issues. I didn't even think I'd forgotten about his health issues. So I'm wondering if that's going to do. So I'm going to ask for Steve Scalise, will he be the Speaker of the House or will he not choose it? And if he doesn't choose it, is that because of health issues? The Sun. Okay, so something's going to be revealed. The truth's going to be revealed. I wonder if this is, again, talking about his health. Let's see if we get some pentacles. The Sun and the Moon. What we know, what we don't know. And what we don't know should be revealed. Mind you, the Moon card, the challenge card here, the Sun is being eclipsed by the Moon, and we've got the Sun out. So, yeah, there's stuff we know and there's stuff we don't know going on with Steve Scalise. But things are happening quickly with him. Huh, interesting. Anybody has a guess on this one, lay down your bets where this is going. Entertainment purposes only, because I have no clue at this point. In the past is the ending, the 10 of Swords. I wonder if we've already moved past the the nomination. 10 of Swords. Okay, so this could be McCarthy. The death, the 10 members of the GOP putting an end to McCarthy's reign. Let's call it like that. And now, this card came up before too. Now we've got the 8 of Swords, the hostage situation. I think this is one of those things where he wants the position, but not as it currently is structured. You would be held hostage by 8 to 10 MAGA folks, just like McCarthy was. Even if they play nice with you, they're still extremists. They still want to shut the government down. Plus, we still have health issues that are unaddressed, which might be these two things right here. Overarching. The devil. You still have to deal with Trump. Now, Scalise has been a Trump supporter. He wouldn't deny the big lie. He denounced the January 6th investigation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But also, he's got his health issues. Do you really want to chain yourself to a no-win position, which is basically what this position is? This is an honest to God, this is a no-win position. Do you really want to do this? It ended the career, or at least the speakership career of the last guy. Might even end his political career when he's up for re-election. Lesson to be learned: learn when to take a walk. Learn when it's a foolish decision versus a new journey. And I think this is a foolish decision. Yeah, walking away. It's not worth it. He's going to go for, he's going to go for it. He's put his name in there. But I think when he starts talking with the caucus and tries to figure out what it is that he's going to need to do, I think he's savvy enough to realize he doesn't want to chain himself to the MAGA crowd. It's just a no-win situation. He'd be a fool to take it. So he's going to take a walk, and, he could blame his health for it. It's like, I'd love to do it. Now it's just not the right time. Again, but we've got the sun card and the moon card. So I think the sun and the moon card are kind of like this. These are the negotiations. This is what he knows and what he doesn't know, but we'll find out during that process. Maybe there's more to it. That's the problem with the moon card. You never really know what you're getting with that one. So Steve Scalise, my answer is a strong no. He is not going to be the next Speaker of the House. Now, if he were to end up being Speaker of the House, that Six of Swords going to calmer shores, maybe that's him taking the job because it calms down the House. If the new journey calms down the House. But even if he takes it, I'm not seeing I'm not seeing the Two of Cups. I'm not seeing the Lover's card. I'm not seeing good cards. Those are not great cards that I saw in that one. It's like he wouldn't work with the Democrats, but the only way you're going to get anything done is with the Democrats because the Republicans are not united. Okay. Jim Jordan. Because that's what we need. We need Jim Jordan, who's trying to paint himself as somebody who's between the far right and the moderates. No. You're a crazy maggot through and through, pal. And an insurrectionist and a traitor to this country for entertainment purposes only. What do I know? I'm just some random dude on the internet throwing tarot cards. But boy, oh boy, you got some explaining to do to a bunch of judiciary committees. You still haven't answered that subpoena yet, you pile of garbage. All right, Jim Jordan. I wonder what my real opinion is of him. House speakership, how's that looking for you? Oh, he's gonna go for it. He's gonna put in his 2 cents, or 1 cent as we have right here. He's gonna try and reach out for that. And there's gonna be a big push. There'll probably be a big push to get him through. And it would be a new journey underneath. I'm wondering, though, if there are people in the House that are wondering if this is either a foolish thing or he doesn't have enough experience to take this job. I'm thinking, even though he's on some big committees, he doesn't do anything. He doesn't know anything. And I think that they might look at him like, you don't have enough years under your belt to really do this job properly. But there's going to be a push, either for him or against him. But there's going to be this big energy that's around Jim Jordan. In the past, you've got the Nine of Pentacles. What do we got here? I think, the first thing that came to mind, and this was McCarthy going after Hillary. With the fake Benghazi investigation. How does that link up with Jim Jordan, though? Has Jordan announced investigation? Well, he's announcing investigations into Biden and stuff like that. But I think it's like Jim Jordan's going to try and come up and say, look at all these valuable things I did. I'm going to investigate Hillary Clinton. I'm going to investigate Joe Biden. I'm going to investigate all these people. I think in some ways, he's going to try to play both sides of the fence. He's going to try and tell the conservatives how valuable he's been to the conservative movement, and he's going to try to tell the MAGA people how valuable he's been to the MAGA movement. Current situation is the King of Swords. You got Jack Smith, though. Jack Smith hasn't indicted Jim Jordan. He's not one of the folks on there, although I think all of us would agree Jim Jordan is not one of the people that we think is going to get out of the insurrection unscathed. There might be some judgment, but if we park this for a moment and not consider this to be the Department of Justice or Jack Smith, it could be that there's some very harsh judgment from senior members of the Republican Party on this guy's ability. Now, you've got a page here and a fool here. I think they're going to want somebody who's more experienced. That's kind of what I'm getting. But if it is Jack Smith, if he brings up something against Jim Jordan, that's it. Lights out. Jordan's career is done. God, I wish those Ohio State wrestlers... Well, it's Ohio State wrestlers, as I recall, were allowed to pursue their lawsuit. Huh. That kind of fits. That kind of fits. Here comes the cat. Hey, Nico. I'm going to read this as this university students in a second. I'll finish this thought, but I'm going to come back and show you how well it flows with that. Especially, you get the judgment card. Yeah, King of Swords, Tower, Judgment, and this Tower is impacting both of these cards. Jim Jordan, he is going to maintain his this would be like looking like the speaker type thing. If they put him in there, well, if he gets the support, he'd be the speaker. He would take the job. He'd be terrible at it. But he'd be proud as a peacock. He'd be the cockiest MF that you've ever seen. But this Tower card, I'm not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it. I don't think he's the right person. And there's going to be judgment on that one. Again, it would come down to the vote, and that's going to be a free will decision if the Republicans are willing to take a gamble on this guy. Okay, now, I told you I was going to review this with regards to the Ohio State University wrestling team members that want to sue him. So this would be the Ohio State wrestlers and the athletes that were molested by the doctor there that Jim Jordan knew about and did nothing about. This is them taking action. This could be their legal action. In the past, they've had lawsuits out against Jordan and there's been delays with stuff like that. But I think they've got their court victories, which is going to allow them to pursue their lawsuits. And they will, they'll depose him and Jim Jordan is going to have to face justice from the King of Swords for his actions on this one. This case will basically undo his political career. People will judge him, and I think his judgment would follow the facts, and the facts are not supportive of Jim Jordan, and he finds himself in court testifying in front of a jury or facing a judge and a jury. So, and it has to do with youth. Foolish decisions on Jordan's part, and that impacted youth. So, if Jim Jordan somehow becomes Speaker of the House, it may not be a long tenure because this court case is going to come up. Or they might decide that this court case is coming up and the last thing the Republicans need is their Speaker of the House being, investigated and indicted. And then having to pull him off the speaker and go through this all again. Okay? So now we've got both guys are not winning on this one. Let's move over to Elise Stefanik, because that's going to be fun. I had to look her up real quick. Article says she is not a MAGA favorite. She's rather militant. So, number 4 in the GOP. Scalise is number 2. Elise Stefanik. Let's stop making poop jokes and concentrate on Elise Stefanik here. All right, so Spirit, what about Elise Stefanik? Will she throw her name in the ring? Will she throw her hat in the ring? Will she run to be the speaker? Will she be elected to be speaker? Give me the energy around Elise Stefanik and the speaker, house speakership. Is that a word? It is now. Elise Stefanik. Queen of Pentacles. She's considering the run. She's considering it. Is this something that she wants? Is this the thing of value? She might be the most reasonable or thoughtful person in this process so far. I think she thinks she would be good in this role. And I think she thinks she would be good in this role. Unless she's it could be that the role I'm in, I'm really good at. Why would I want to change? But there we got the Fool card again underneath it. So I think she's considering this as a new journey, and I think she wants to take this role. Let's see what we have. In the past, we have the Ace of Cups, the strong emotion, and passion. She was a big McCarthy supporter. And funny, because that W over there would be an M. It's an M to you guys, the way the orientation on the camera is. She's a big McCarthy supporter, and I think she's upset that McCarthy got voted out. Unless she's thinking McCarthy was the star, and she's the Queen of Pentacles. Let's see where this goes. Okay, current situation, Ten of Swords. I think she's upset about how McCarthy was treated in this whole situation. But McCarthy was a weak leader. It was there for everybody to see, whether you like him or not. The fact of the matter was he was a weak leader, and the MAGA crowd tossed his butt out. And now it's time to take action. What's the action to take? The new journey. All right, so that's kind of her mindset right now. She's contemplating it. I think she thinks that this is something worth protecting. The star card is either her or McCarthy, and maybe she thought McCarthy was a star at this job, and she really liked him as the speaker. Let's go ahead and we'll throw on her again. Okay, so now that we have the background on Elise Stefanik and her sort of assessment of this situation, will she throw her hat in the ring for Speaker of the House? I purposely cut the cards so that the Fool wouldn't be on the bottom, in case you think I don't overhand shuffle well enough. But the bottom of the deck is always shuffled into the middle of the deck when you do the overhand shuffle. Okay, so maybe I'll just do a 4-carder on that one, because she hasn't declared yet. If she declares, we can do a 6-carder. Winner takes all. Disappointment. Tough decision. Walking away. This is not telling me yes. Will she run? This is a hard card because you have to win over the entire party. So I think she's thinking about it, or she's thinking about, this card came up for Jim Jordan. I think she's thinking about it, but she's got to be realistic, because if they didn't support McCarthy, are they going to support her? And I think she's going to walk away. I don't see her. I see her entertaining the idea, and maybe she's approached with it, but it's too cutthroat. And she's well positioned where she is now, and she's comfortable where she is now. I don't think she's going to make the leap of faith over to be Speaker of the House. So we're kind of 0 for 3 here. Just can't wait to throw on Trump, can we? Okay, so they're throwing Donald Trump's name out there. Will Donald Trump... That would have been a better throw for Donald Trump, to be honest. Donald Trump, good God, that guy is a train wreck. The minute you gag him, he starts talking smack. The judge basically said, you can't talk about my court personnel. So he trashed on the judge. I guess the judge doesn't count as court personnel, huh? Donald Trump, Speaker of the House. Is that even a thing? Tell me, Spirit, what's going on with Donald Trump, Speaker of the House? Is that even a thing? We got the Ten of Pentacles. He would do it to fundraise. Yeah. Contribute to the Donald Trump I Want to Be Speaker of the House fund. Convince me that you want me to be the Speaker of the House. We need to raise $25 million in 25 days. Donald Trump, Speaker of the House. The end of the world. The end of things. I was going to do a 4-carder on that one. And we got the World card. We got the Devil card. Money, 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 money. Backroom deals. High Priestess. He's got better cards than most people on this one. I think he's got other things on his mind. You know, his whole world is under assault. Why is his world under assault? Because they're going after his money. And they're going after the fraud and the lies. And they're delving deep into his business and his backroom dealings. So the wise move at this point is to not spread yourself out too thin. Mind you, if he wasn't going through all this, I think he would consider it. But my intellectual mind is going to override on this one and say, no, this isn't happening. And I think that even the GOP is smart enough not to vote this guy in for the speakership. Again, if he's the speaker, he'd be the speaker the whole time because nobody's going to take him out. And he would grift and take bribes and do everything like that. But he wouldn't get any agenda through. His agenda would be trash on everybody who I consider to be an enemy. And, you know, there's no backroom deals that would go on. It's not like the Democrats. Could you picture a moment that the Democrats would cut any deal with Trump? I mean, the only deal they would cut with him is a clean budget and a clean debt ceiling. Those are the only two things they would cut over with that guy. So, no, don't worry about Trump. Trump's got so much other stuff to worry about. Okay. Will there be a Speaker of the House? Okay, so, Spirit, my question is, before the end of the year, will we have not passed a budget? I want to ask about the budget. I realize this is a Speaker of the House thing, but this is kind of a timing thing. Because right now, I'm not seeing any of these folks getting through. And we got the Hierophant and the Queen of Cups. I don't know if there's some procedural thing where they could continue funding with that, but Hierophant being government, Queen of Cups keeping a lid on things. Will there be a new speaker? Will the budget be passed before the 45 days up for that? Let's do a 4-carder. 4 of Wands, Queen of Swords, 5 of Swords. Interesting. God, these are all a decision needs to be made. Remember how I said Elise Stefanik? You know, what came up with Elise Stefanik? These 2 cards. The 5 of Swords and the Disappointment. This was a card that showed up for Trump, the Queen of Swords. Was it Trump? Who had the Queen of Swords? Who had to make the harsh decision? Who has Jim Jordan? Somebody had this one. But you got the 4 of Wands. Is this welcoming a speaker or is this saying goodbye to him? Well, I guess that's underneath it is we don't know. It's going to come right down to the wire on something like that. They might very well bring in a speaker before the budget comes up because they kind of force things on this one. And maybe they elect a speaker solely to get the budget through, but the MAGA folks won't do that. MAGA folks want chaos. So they're not going to do that. So this would be somebody who would almost be like a temporary speaker, somebody in there long enough to get the budget through and then leave the party. I don't know. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. All or nothing. Disappointment. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. Because this could be, welcome to the club. We got our new speaker. But this could also be, bye-bye. Get out. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. And the problem the central problem underneath here is the Five of Swords. It's the people that won't compromise. The people that won't compromise are going to force the issue. And I think that's your MAGA crowd. They're not going to want to elect a speaker that they don't want. You know what I mean? So they're going to put their demands in there and such. So anybody who's running for speaker needs to make a tough decision. And what I'm getting is disappointment. So, and again, underneath it is the Two of Swords. Do I really want this? And swords. There might be somebody who's contemplating it as we get close. But again, are they going to take a deal with the devil and, take a job where they're just totally hamstrung? I'm not seeing it. Scalise might do something like that. Stefanik might do something like that. Jordan, maybe. Trump, no. I'm not excited by that one. We'll read as we get closer. And let's see if anybody else throws their hat in the ring. Okay, so my predictions. Scalise, no. Jordan, no. Stefanik, not really, no. Trump, he has to stay out of prison. And will we have a new speaker by the budget? Undecided, but possible, maybe not. We'll find out. Oh, and that Jim Jordan might have some court cases coming up on his butt really soon. Thank you for watching this video and supporting my channel. Thank you for all your likes, comments, and shares, and everything you do to help feed the YouTube algorithm so that my video makes it out to new viewers. And to those new viewers, I hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.